Chodesh Tov, everyone. I hope that the new month brings us all health. I hope you're all doing well. And this week I'm happy to offer some words of Torah as we not only celebrate Rosh Chodesh, but also look forward to Shabbat. And as we all continue to pray for healthier times and take care of each other and ourselves, I've been struck by the irony that what is called the novel coronavirus is just about the only novelty in our lives. So powerful that it's crowding out the possibility of any other novel experience. When I stop and reflect on what change I might want, however, I realize that it isn't actually novelty I miss or crave. It is to return to the way things were. This notion finds expression in a passage that we recite as we return the Torah to the Ark during the week on Shabbat and Chagim, anytime we have a Torah reading. When we ask God to renew our days as of old, Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. The idea that going back in time could bring renewal has always seemed dubious to me. How could the days of old bring renewal? Now I feel differently. Vivian Gornick, in her book Unfinished Business, Notes of a Chronic Rereader, provides insight into how one might find renewal in a return to the past. She opens as follows. It's often been my experience that rereading a book that was important to me at earlier times in my life is something like lying on the analyst's couch. The narrative I've had by heart for years is suddenly being called into alarming question. It seems I've misremembered quite a lot about this or that character or this or that plot turn. They met here in New York. I was so sure it was Rome. The time was 1870. I thought it was 1900. And the mother did what to the protagonist? Yet the world still drops away while I'm reading, and I can't help marveling, if I got this wrong, and this wrong, how come the book still has me in its grip? On a practical level, with schools and libraries closed, Gornick validates the opportunity we now have, sometimes with no choice, to go back and reread the books we have. On a deeper level, Gornick is reminding us that when we do so, just as when we return to a daily life that now lives in our memory, all will not be as we remembered it, and maybe never even was. It will not hold the same meaning for us, and in this way, we will find renewal in the days of old. Remaining open to this kind of experience of renewal through return is never easy, especially so under current circumstances. As Gornick observes, some years ago, a well-known critic wrote a piece about a book she had just reread for the first time since it had been published 5 years earlier. She was amazed, she said, at how good the book was, and appalled at how mercilessly she had trashed it upon publication. I must have been in a bad mood, she observed, certainly an unreceptive one. Ah, receptivity, Gornick writes, otherwise known as readiness, responsible for every successful connection ever made between a book and a reader, no less between people, is that deepest of all human mysteries, emotional readiness, upon which the shape of every life is vitally important. What might we be ready to think, feel, and experience when we return to the daily lives we remember? Who will we be newly receptive to? What prior impressions might we reevaluate and reconsider? This upcoming week, in quick succession, we honor Israel's fallen and celebrate its establishment. In my opinion, Israel's national anthem, HaTikva, illustrates what it means to renew our days of old. The song seems anachronistic, a relic of the past. We have not yet lost our hope, we sing, a hope of 2,000 years to be free people in our land, the land of Zion in Jerusalem. Od lo avda tikvatenu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, liot am chofshi be'artzenu, eretz Tzion, Yerushalayim. But why the need still for hope? Have we not returned? Are we not actually free? The answer, of course, is yes and no. The hope we had when this became our anthem 50 years before the State of Israel was established was for all that we have now and more. That more peace, more equality, more freedom, more mutual respect, just to name a few, is why we still sing HaTikva. All of that hope, all those ideals are not only relics of the past. When we remind ourselves of them, they can renew us today as well. May we be blessed to see health, return, and renewal, peace and hope speedily in our days. Chodesh Tov, a Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I hope you are all well.